What's up, everybody? I'm B-True, and no, there's nothing wrong with your monitor. We are in Diablo 3 right now. Now, for those of you who have either been with the channel for a long time or knew a little bit about me, I started making Diablo 3 videos. That's what this channel was originally designed for. Back when the game came out, like 6 or so years ago, whenever it came out, my first videos were on Diablo 3, and honestly, looking back at them, they were really bad. I've come a very long way in the as far as my YouTube quality has gone. But anyway, Diablo 3 was the game that I started playing, and I haven't played in about a year, but there's some pretty cool stuff coming out in the game now. That I wanted to kind of get back into it, see what all has changed since the last time I was there, kind of get ready for the new stuff coming out. They are eventually releasing a new DLC that puts the Necromancer in the game, and I'm really excited about that because I love the Necromancer in Diablo 2, and I want to play him in Diablo 3. So I'm doing some things to kind of get ready right now just for the next patch, and then eventually whenever the Necromancer comes. So what are we doing? What's the new stuff in Diablo 3? Well, basically, for those of you who don't know, there are ancient legendaries, right? So this is a normal legendary. This is an ancient with the little gold border. Basically, what that does is it increases the range of which the stats can roll, so you can get higher ranges. So you see this here on the left, Raycor Striders is not ancient, and then on the right, Sabaton of the Waste is ancient. So the non-ancient boots can roll up to 500 strength, whereas the ancient boots can roll up to 650. So that is one of the differences, and one of the reasons why you would want ancients. Now, in patch 2.5, when that releases, there's going to be primal ancients. And what a primal ancient is, it is an ancient legendary that will guarantee perfect rolls on all of the stats. So in this case, strength would be 650, vitality would be 650, resist all would be 130. You get the point, right? It's perfect everything. Now, you're not guaranteed to get the stats that you want, but you're guaranteed to get perfect rolls of the stats that you get. So, if you get a primal ancient legendary, that will be the best legendary for that slot that you could possibly get, as long as it has the stats that you want. So you no longer need boots anymore if you get the perfect stat combination primal ancient boots. So that is one thing that you have to look forward to. However, in order for primal ancients to drop, you have to have soloed Greater Rift level 70. So you can see here, I am on Greater Rift level 67 currently, and I can probably get up to 70 right now, but I decided that it was a better use of my time to be farming for ancients in the first place right now, and to be leveling up my legendary gems, which I'll get to in a second. But yeah, so you have to solo Greater Rift level 70 one time to have a chance of primal ancients to drop. And obviously ancients are rare compared to normal legendaries, and then primal ancients are going to be even more rare. So when you finally get a primal ancient that has the stats that you want in it, and it's the item that you want, it obviously is going to be perfect. It's going to be the best in slot for you, and it's going to feel really amazing to finally get that, because that's like one piece of gear that journey is done for. You can never get anything better for whatever build that you are going for currently, which is pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to having that chance, and obviously it's going to take a lot of grinding, but you know, that's what this game is all about. It's all about grinding. So speaking of grinding, what am I doing right now to get ready and to kind of get my character back in shape to get ready to do some of the higher end game content? Well, I am currently farming for ancient items, because you can see here, so these 4 items are ancient, but then nothing else is ancient. I don't have any other ancients in any of these slots here. Okay, so it's just these 4. So I'm trying to get ancients for the other items that I want to be wearing, because these are the items that for my build that I want, but I don't have them in ancient version. And some of these items don't have the correct stat rolls either. So obviously a lot of upgrading I can do there, as well as gaining Paragon levels, because my Paragon's pretty low since I haven't played the game in over a year. But anyway, one of the reasons that you want ancients, you can see here, so the 5th stat on these boots, you see it's an additional 250 strength from Coultezan's Despair. Now, For those of you who don't know what that is, Kanai's Cube, and obviously with Kanai's Cube, you put your legendaries in here, you get their extra effects. I don't know. I'm not sure, how much you guys have kept up with it, so I just want to kind of cover everything. You can extract the legendary power, but here, page 8, Kaldazan's Despair. So you can increase the stats of an ancient item, only an ancient item, based on the gem that you put in it. So yellow is intelligence, red is strength, green is dexterity, purple is vitality. And then you need a legendary gem as well as an ancient item. So you choose what stat you want on. I chose primary stat from me, so strength. And then it is whatever rank your gem is times 5 is how much you'll get. So I had a rank 50 gem, which means I got an additional 250 strength on top of the 584 that is already there. So you can increase your damage even higher through this method. You see here, I don't have Kaldazan's Despair on this ancient or this ancient, but I do on this ancient. So one of the things that I'm doing, aside from farming Paragon levels, aside from farming the ancient items that I need in the slots that I don't have them, I'm also farming up my legendary gems in order to put Kaldazan's Despair on the ancients. Even though these aren't the ancient items that I'm going to be sticking with permanently, what they do right now is they give me additional damage so I can get to higher, greater rifts and farm quicker for the other stuff. So that's what I'm doing right now, just as a way to kind of increase my strength and the abilities that I can have right now. And then basically, as you increase your strength through Kaldazan's Despair, you can hit higher and higher greater rift levels. So then you can increase the highest level you can get your legendary gems to, and then you can add more strength, and then that. So you see how that kind of, you just constantly going back and forth and then adding higher amounts of strength through Kaldazan's Despair. So in order to do that, right, so you've got your legendary gems here, and it has to be at least level 50 for armor, right? So I got to get up to level 50. So how am I doing that? So you can see here I've got Pain Enforcer, or just Enforcer here at level 40. So I'm almost at level 50. So what you want to do is you want to go into your Greater Rift here, and then you want to do an Empowered Rift so you get a 4th try at upgrading. Normally you get 3. You get 4 with an Empowered Rift, and then you get an additional one if you don't die in the Rift. So you can have up to 5 chances to upgrade your legendary gem. And the closer the rank of the Greater Rift is to the gem, the lower the chance of your success of upgrading it. So because that's level 40, I want to move this up to level either 50, maybe even 55. Probably 55 is going to be best, because it's around like six levels away it starts dropping, and then the closer you get, the lower the chance. So 55 is probably going to be the best for a level 45 gem. So if I don't die and I complete the Empowered Rift, that'll give me 5 chances to get it up to level 45. Yeah, so there's that. And then as you want to be able, but you also want to choose the Greater Rift that you can complete the fastest, because obviously the faster you're able to complete them, the faster you can level them up. So what I was doing is I was doing level 45 to get them up to about level 40, because I can do level 45 Greater Rifts in like 2 or 3 minutes, because I can just pretty much one-shot every enemy I come across. But now we want to bump it up to level 55 for this. So let me go into the build and what I'm running real quick. So we got the Bull Kathos set, which gives you the increased Fury Generation and the increased attack speed and movement speed while you're whirlwinding, so you can basically whirlwind indefinitely. The Wastes set for the Barbarian, which gives you 50% damage reduction while you're whirlwinding, and increases the damage of the Dust Devil's Rune, which it gives you up to 800%, which is obviously really good, increases the damage a lot. So then we've got Convention of the Elements, which increases your physical damage every couple of seconds by a decent amount. And then we have the Pain Enhancer legendary gem, which makes critical hits cause them to bleed for 5,000% of your weapon damage. It's physical, and it gives you increased attack speed while people are bleeding around you. So that gives you a lot of damage. We've got Pride of Cassius, which increases the duration of your Ignore Pain by 6 seconds, so you can have it up to 11 seconds. Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, because it reduces your cooldown every time you hit with a resource spending attack, and since you're whirlwinding, you're constantly hitting, so it's going to be reducing your cooldowns a lot, so you can basically have Ignore Pain up all the time and almost get Wrath of the Berserker up all the time. Ancient Parthian Defenders, because each stunned enemy reduces the damage you take, and your follower stuns enemies. This is just a good, amulet that I have, nothing special about it. And then Taiguk, because every time you spend resource on a channel skill, it increases your damage by 4.2%, stacking up to 10 times, so you can get up to 42%. And then you also get 2% increased armor. So as I'm whirlwinding, you can see right here, there's my Taiguk. It continues to stack up to 10 times. Right. So you can constantly have that stack to get an additional 42%. So you can see how my damage jumps up there. It was up to 1.2 million almost. And then everything else is just of the wastes set. Now, obviously you want as much crit chance and damage as possible, and then also area damage. Area damage is very important for you to have for greater rifts. But then you want to have around 45 to 50% cooldown reduction, so that when you get up to there, you can have Wrath of Berserker up all the time. So I can't do that yet, and that obviously increases your damage by a lot, which is why there's some items that I need to get cooldown reduction on. But at least with 37%, I can have Ignore Pain up pretty much all the time with Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac's passive. So then for the build, we got Warcry with Impunity for toughness to keep you alive, Whirlwind with Blood Funnel in order to give you more healing, Wrath of Berserker with Insanity for a lot of single target damage with your and it gives you 50% increased damage. Battle Rage increases your damage, and then Bloodshed gives you some AoE damage. Threatening Shout pulls enemies towards you and reduces the damage they do. Ignorance is Bliss on your Ignore Pain for even more healing. Per Fury spent, since you're whirlwinding constantly, you're healing a lot that time too. Ruthless to increase the damage that you do to enemies below 30% by 40%. Weapons Master gives you Fury while you're hitting people, so that gives you permanent whirlwind. Boonable Kathos to reduce your Wrath of Berserker, so you can almost have it up all the time. And then Rampage, because it gives you a lot of damage as you're killing people. So, Bane of the Stricken, the legendary gem, plus Ruthless is extremely powerful, because what Bane of the Stricken does is each time you attack an enemy, you increase the damage you do to that enemy by 1.3% based on whatever rank that you're at. And then secondary effect is you gain 25% increased damage against bosses and Rift Guardians. So the Rift Guardian is obviously what takes a lot of time in a greater rift, because they have so much health. And what this does is, one, it increases your damage to them by 25% all the time. And then also, every time you're attacking them, which is constantly because of your whirlwind, you're increasing the amount of damage you're doing to them by 1.3%. And this stacks infinitely. So the longer you're fighting him, the more damage you're doing, to the point where you start chunking their health by a lot. Mix that in with Ruthless here. So by the time you get them down to about 30% of their health, your Bane of the Stricken is already stacked up a lot. So you're doing a ton of damage, because that's, been stacked up to 200, 300, 400, 500%, whatever, it is at that point. And then you gain an additional 40 damage on top of that. So what you're going to see when I show you in a second here is, against the Rift Guardian, you do an insane amount of damage, because then you hit that, and once they get below 30% health, you literally just watch their health disappear. I mean, it takes a while to get to 30%, but then once you hit 30%, their health just disappears. So let me show you how this build and this playstyle kind of works, right? So we're on level 55 so that we can level up our gem. So you want to hit Battle Rage and your Warcry right off the bat, and then you want to Whirlwind constantly, because 1, you move faster, and then 2, you have the damage reduction. Whenever you see an elite, pop your Wrath of the Berserker, and then you just want to kind of do circles around them. You can see how quickly we're able to kill them. I'm pretty over-geared for this part right now. And then, so you also always want to have Ignore Pain up every time that you have the ability to, because you should almost be able to have it up constantly, depending on mob density and then like what your cooldown reduction is. And that additional 50% of your of the damage reduction is very important. So we got another elite, so we're gonna pop Wrath of Berserker, kill them. All right, and so then basically you're gonna do this, and you can see, so this is level 55, and I am well ahead of the pace right now, and I am able to kill things very quickly with next to no time spent on them. So for level 45, I can basically one-shot everything that I... Ooh, nice. Channeling. So I can basically one-shot everything that I come up against in a level 45 Greater Rift. So that's why until my legendary gem is about level 40, I stick with the level 45 Greater Rifts so that I can complete them, you know, very quickly, and I can power level my gem. So you want to have the highest Greater Rift level that you can have while still being able to pretty much one-shot the enemies and complete them within like 2 or 3 minutes. So it's a delicate balance, because obviously the higher level you have, the better and the more drops you're going to get, the better gear you can potentially get. And then you want it to be so that you can complete it in like 2 to 3 minutes, so that you're able to really quickly power level your legendary gems up to whatever level. So then whenever you get to this point where you actually go up against some enemies that, you know, take a couple of seconds, but really nothing crazy, you can get it. And since I am able to do enough damage to get up to level 55, I think it's rank or Greater Rift level 60 is what you have to do to guarantee that you are going to get your gem to level 50, right? So, and okay, so here's another elite, but I don't have Wrath of Berserker up yet, but it's about to be, so there we go. Now the only problem, you have to, and you like I said, you really don't want to die, because that gives you a 5th chance to upgrade your legendary gem. So you want to be a little bit cautious, just so that you're able to have, because that extra chance really speeds this whole process up. And always keep your Wrath or your Ignore Pain up, you know. But yeah, so level 60 Greater Rift is equivalent to Torment level 13, which is the highest level that they have right now. I can farm Torment 13, but it's not efficient because I'm not able to blow through things. So my farming level is either Torment 11 or Torment 12. Torment 11, I can whirlwind through everything one time, and I know that they're going to die. Torment 12, I kind of have to, you know, spend a little bit of extra time on them, but it doesn't slow me down that much. So I haven't decided. I like farming on Torment 11 just because I don't have to. I can just constantly whirlwind through things without having to go back and really focus on it. And I'm able to kill elites and champions pretty quickly. So we're just about, as soon as we kill this pack right here, we're going to have the Rift Guardian, and you can see what I'm talking about. Ready? So watch his health right now, right? So it's going to take a little while, but you're going to see that the longer we are whirlwinding through this guy, and I'm not going to use Wrath of the Berserker just so you can see this. See how much faster it's already going because of the additional 1% attacks that you're getting? And then as soon as he hits 30%, which is about now, there goes his health. Right? So it started off kind of slow, and then the longer you're whirlwinding through him, you're increasing your damage to him by so much that you can see that it started to take actual chunks of his health away, and then once he hits 30% of his health, he ends up just dying pretty much immediately. So then we go in here, find whichever gem you're leveling up. You see I got 5 chances, +1 for it's empowered, and then +1 for not dying. So we have a 100% chance to upgrade this gem, and I'm pretty sure we have a 100% chance for level 45. Yeah, we do. So now I only need to do one more run, do that at Greater Rift level 60 in order to guarantee we get it to level 50. And then what I would do is you take that, and I'm going to put it on, because I already have it on my chest and my feet, so I'm going to put it on my pants next. I'll get another 250 strength, just to give me more damage, a little bit more survivability. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now to prepare for patch 2.5, and then eventually whenever the Necromancer comes out. I might do a season with the Necromancer. I might just do him in normal. I haven't really decided yet. I got to see how much time I want to invest back into this game, because obviously the season grind takes a lot if you want to be good. Let me get rid of that. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this back to the Diablo 3 world. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below if you want to see some more of this, or you can also click the like button. That lets me know that you want to see some more Diablo 3 stuff as well. I'm actually having fun being back in this game and going through the grind right now. I took that break, like I said, for about a year, but now there's a lot of cool stuff to do that's back in the game. So my interest has gone back up, and then once patch 2.5 comes out, I'm going to be interested again to try and get some Primal Ancients. But anyway, that's going to be it for me. Like I said, please like the video if you enjoy this. You want to see some more Diablo 3 content. Please subscribe to my channel so you can stay up to date with all of my videos, whether it's Diablo 3, Naruto Online, Yu-Gi-Oh!, some League of Legends stuff if I eventually get to making some more of that. Everything that I start coming out with. So guys, that's going to be it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you guys stopping by and staying this long into the video. Have a great day, everybody, and peace.